When you think about the people that are in your circle, those people will be indication of what you put up with, your trajectory of growth. But if you do hang out with people that are pretty inspirational, people that really try to be the best version of themselves every single time, then you're more incentivized to be that, right? You will feel a type of way if everybody around you is really accomplishing everything, getting up early, making these decisions. You're going to eventually start to want to make those types of decisions for yourself for the betterment of it. That's why, I will carve out certain hours just for relationships and being around people in general. Even if it's something that doesn't serve me from a business perspective, I think that is an opportunity to be able to really just innovate and create, right? So I ended up meeting with John today, and John is the owner of Coffee Del Mundo. Super great, super dope. He, like me, is really great at business, but he sucks at getting content, right? So whenever you put him in front of a camera, he can talk and he knows exactly what he's going to talk about. But as far as filming behind the scenes, everyday content, it's just not his main focus, right? And I think that those are the best people to be around, because when you're with him, he's his intention is not really to be something for other people. It's really just straightforward. He's this is my business, this is my lane, this is what I do, this is what I have going on. It's not let's do this for Instagram, let's do this for TikTok, let's do this for Twitter. He's not doing any of that for social media, and I think that that's something that's admirable, because I always know his intentions, and I think that that's those are the best type of people, because people go really, really hard to hide their intentions, and then they pull the curtain from right in front of you, and they're actually, surprise, I'm using you for this thing, like that. So really fortunate to have him in my circle. I was introduced to him through my line brother Vernon. Vernon is the owner of a grooming company called Sauce, and he always is just his overall personal development and stuff like that. He's just always on top of it. And he's made a rule that if you want to be around him, you have to do something positive with him. He's not going to go out with you to have fun unless you also are willing to grit it out with him as well. So if you want to catch him, that you got to run 6 miles with him on a Saturday, or if you got to work out with him, or you have to kill some work before you go party with him on that Saturday night. I think that a lot of people are there and serve their purpose, but his theory is that the people around you should be able to be multi-hyphenate. They should be able to be there. They could be your family, because family is not known for one thing. You don't just go to your brother and ask him for just one thing. That's your family, that's your blood, you're tied to that person. So to surround yourself with people that can be dependable, reliable, anything like that, is something that he takes note of. And I think that that's also something that I really like to do as well, is that meeting good people, you never know where it's going to take you, right? Some people don't do nothing for me, and it's fine. I think that I don't need handouts, nor do I need somebody to do anything. I've always been raised to treat everybody as if they are able to provide and they are able to do something for me, in the sense of nobody is on a higher level than the other. So I'm always conscious of my efforts of when I go out to eat. So how I talk to the waiters, the servers, how I tip, how I present myself, those around me, because you never know, right? Aside from the fact of you may not know what somebody has in store for you, but still just every person provides value and impact in your life. So somebody, if they go in a server, for instance, comes in and services you, that can change your life. And I don't think people really realize the trajectory of that, because it's that service that you're provided could have really given you a good experience to now be your favorite restaurant, or that could now be your favorite thing that you have, because you unconsciously have received that from somebody else. Because there's one thing that's for certain, is that you do not forget a negative experience that you have with somebody or something that happens. So I think that the opposite of it is when somebody gives you a good experience, you don't always remember it. And I think that we take that for granted, and you always have to make sure that you're just appreciative of it. And I always even when I do business with people, I look at how they treat my employees. I look at how they talk to me. I just look at that. And a company may be the best company in the world, but I've had to turn down some relationships with people because it's they talk kind of crazy to people. They have a sense of entitlement, and that's some of the stuff that you start to really take a note of, is that there are really talented people that may talk to people crazy, Doesn't mean it's justified, but make note of that, because at some point that tension will start to come and rub off on you, whether you experience it directly or somebody else that's impacted by that. So a friend of a friend or somebody else that's been put through that can affect them. So I'm always mindful of that, and like how you have those relationships. So really, relationship management is everything, and I'm so excited. I need to think of other words besides excited, because like it makes it seem like my vocabulary is limited. But I'm elated. I'm ecstatic. I'm really grateful that I have the circle that I have, the people that I have around me, because they always push me. And I think that they serve the purpose of, if they were to not give me anything else in this world, their job is already done, because they've already given me something. And that's like the friendships that they have. And that rubs off on anything. So to start this YouTube channel, it's like, release the content. If people watch it, people watch it. If they don't, they don't. And that's the thing, is like how you show up every day when nobody's watching is how you, I don't even know the saying, but I think it's like how you do anything is how you do everything. Or like how you work when nobody's watching is like determines everything, something like that. I don't know. Drop it in the comments, because I have no idea. But I think that that's a good testament as far as sustaining, building, living, thriving, to be the best version of yourself. So I'm really excited for it. When we were at his location and like we were talking, my camera wasn't really working, and there was also like a lot of personal conversation. So I don't really know how to like do like a behind the scenes like vlog that really like encapsulates the conversations that we have, because I don't want to invade privacy, but I also want to kind of like explore some of the things that were discussed, right? So during the conversation, we were talking about building a personal brand and what that looks like in general. And I told myself I want to have a website that's like a splash page that connects to everything, right? Like my brand is first, Sice is first, that's the community, everything around that is first. After that is like myself. There are other things that trickle down as far as like the community building aspect for my personal brand. And I want to do things like speaking engagements, right? Speaking engagements are really cool, but it's like not my business. And I think that the conversation was having a platform where it's accessible to be that version and to show up in those spaces. That is something I need to do. So I'm gonna go build a website. I had a bio site. Bio site doesn't really tell like who I am or like any press or any coverage that I have like that. But I think having a website that really just goes over everything I do would be like a good start as far as things in general. It also would kind of make things a little bit more official, right? Like I think that the brand Sice in general has tons and tons of press, but then when it comes down to like the owner of the business, people don't know. And I'm not saying that that's what legitimizes a business or not, because I think that there's tons of companies that are successful where people don't know who's behind it, or they don't know the personal life of the founder. But I do think that documenting this information is something that can serve as purpose, because I do wish that I had somebody that I can look towards when I was doing the same journey, right? When you face situations, whether it's like financial structures, business relationships, partnerships, trying to make a decision on if you're going to Fashion Week, these investment and like these opportunities are taken for granted, because it's like coming to somebody and like my peers may not have an answer, but they could connect me to other people. And I feel like it's very difficult to be like, should I invest in this software that's like $5,000? It's like a first world problem. And then when you look at a space of like going to somebody and saying like, hey, should I invest in the software? It does this, this, and this. They'll be like, yeah, I mean, it sounds good. And because it's a sticker price on it, instead of it actually thinking of what is the software, what is it doing, what do you have now, what solutions do you have now, that you need it, versus like, it says it's good, let's, just because it's expensive, it's going to work. Think of cars. Cars can be super expensive and be really terrible cars. There's really great ones that cost that, but like if you look at these cars that have been coming out now, it's like electric hybrids, like super cars, everything like that, they're charging an arm and a leg, and then everything's made out of plastic. And not that that's like an issue, because there is durable materials that are like microplastics and stuff like that, but you pay a premium ticket and somebody is really like marking up the branding as opposed to the actual functionality of things. So I think that like getting a deeper dive and like thinking of just because you can doesn't mean you should. And that's like a reference point that you can't really just Google. You can't go on ChatGPT and be like, should I invest in this because like ChatGPT still doesn't have the context clues that will help you make those decisions. People around you, your peers, those are the people that will know what you're doing. And then like your colleagues are also people that you bounce ideas off of. So when you have a culmination of your things where it's like you see these guest speakers, you attend these events, you talk to people, that is an open opportunity to be able to start to answer these types of questions. So that's what I do wish. That's really all the information I have for today's video. If you like this, subscribe, like this video, comment down below what you find is your favorite part about it. But I'm really looking forward to these styles of videos. It's not too much content just because of like privacy that comes behind it, but I am trying something new and you can't kill me for it. So, and you can't judge me for doing that. And like, I would rather try it and it doesn't work out as opposed to not try it. And then it just something I just never know. So appreciate you guys. I'm checking out. Peace.